How's it going? Motor City Miner here, coming at you from my house, and that's because we have a new mini miner that's going into my mini mining farm in my basement at my house. And yes, this is the rarest miner, ASIC miner on the planet. One of one right here. NFT number one, AL box from Gold Shell. Yep, so like I had mentioned, I got a remote session from Gold Shell. Thanks again, James, for that. NFT holders from their community event got access to purchase a private link for these, and you get a box with the NFT on it. And yes, I am the owner of NFT number one, which is why this is a one of one box, the rarest of all of them. And yeah, it's just a sticker on the side or like screen printed, sure, but it's still super cool because, you know, I love dogs and have dogs. But there were 10 NFTs available in the community event. Got a little discount to buy these. Buy an AL box if you have the NFT, and they put your NFT on the side. Again, of those 10 NFTs, there were 4 different designs. NFT 1 was a one-off. NFT 2 through 4 were a different design. NFT 5 through 7 were a different design. And NFT 8 through 10 were a different design. So yeah, there were 4 different NFT designs, 3 of each except for number 1, which makes this the rarest of them all. One of one AL box right here. And I didn't know this, but it's gonna be on both sides, so that's kind of cool. I get to see this cool SpongeBob Goldie box looking thing. It does kind of look like SpongeBob. But the gold shell box, you know, going for a walk with a dog. Either way, thanks Gold Shell for the community event. Again, got a little discount on these over the MSRP, plus you get a private link, so I didn't have to fight the bots. But yes, it is in the house. We have the AL box. This is either the dumbest or the smartest decision I've ever made. Very similar to the KS0 pretty much a year ago. Exactly. I think I bought my KS0 it was sometime in March, I think, when IceRiver announced them, and I paid for that pre-order and then hoped for the best. And kind of the same here. This event was back in April. Finally got it. So did get it earlier than the KS0. I think the first round of KS0s on Caspa came out like, I want to say like the second week in June is when we all started getting them. So did get this a couple weeks earlier. But yeah, this is either going to be the dumbest decision or turn out to be great. So far, no more ASIC announcements from any of the big players. So far it's looking good. Whereas at this point last year, you know, Bitmain had already announced his Caspa ASIC, so on and so forth. So I'm hoping that I'm going to have a good run with no competition ASIC-wise other than what's on the network right now. But in that regard, we are going to go on the computer later in this video and kind of go through the same process, like ROI projections. I tracked that all for my KS0 until well after I ROI'd on them. But gonna do the same here, see if we can hit ROI. This was it was a lot more expensive than KS0. So there is that. So there's a little more risk involved here. But like I said, so far there's also hasn't been any announcements for competitor ASICs, unlike IceRiver, which, yeah, if you got an IceRiver, you had about a month and a half. You know, you had half of June, all of July, and then it wasn't until that last week in July, first week in August, where Bitmain started shipping ASICs. So no idea what the future is on ASICs for Alephium at the moment, but all I know is I got this bad boy. We're gonna get them set up, go in the computer, show you how to set it up, see how it does, and, you know, start going through those ROI projections. And will I actually ROI in this? Now, again, high risk, do your own research. Not saying you should or shouldn't buy one of these. Do your own research. In my specific case, I've been mining Alephium for many years, not many years, for quite a while at this point, with both GPUs and then FPGAs. So I had a very large bag of Alephium built up. So similar to what I did with Caspa when I bought the Caspa ASICs, I effectively reinvested my earnings from that same blockchain to buy this ASIC. So yes, I sold a large portion of my holdings in Alephium to buy ASICs for Alephium, and the reasoning there is that that way I can keep mining Alephium into the future instead of leaving it behind once ASICs dominate the network. This also only uses 180 watts, so very much like the KS0, probably actually will be profitable for quite the foreseeable future, no matter what ASICs come out. Yes, the yield will plummet, but 180 watts is not much, for anybody's electric bill. That's very low. To put it in comparison, like a KS0 overclocked runs about 150 to 170, depending on what level of overclock you do, and they're still profitable to this day. Yes, your yield is very low, but you're still yielding more than you are spending. So I imagine, again, this will be profitable for some time because of the 180 watt usage on it. Now, so it is a beauty, that's for sure. It's really cool. Really excited to get this turned on and start chugging towards that ROI. If you had bought one of these as part of the community event, the idea is how long will it take you to ROI using the HODL method, or if you cashed out. I don't know if I'm going to do that because I like to HODL. But if you had bought in this NFT event, again, you got 48 hours of remote mining time, and then you also obviously get the box if you paid for it. So that's all going to be in my computer spreadsheet later. I'm really excited to get this turned on for you guys. So we're going to go put it downstairs in the mini miner farm where it's going to go and get this thing booted up and starting to mine. But yeah, it's really one-of-one. The rarest ASIC in the world, guys. One of one. And still super profitable. So on a daily basis. But we'll see if it's a good decision long run. So let's head down to the basement in my house and get this puppy, literally, see puppy, get this puppy up and running. All right, guys, we're all loaded up in the mini miner basement farm. Yep, here's all the other mini miners, and I guess some FPGAs, which aren't really that many, but got it all loaded up. Got gold shell power supply. This used to power 4 boxes, but obviously now that all the new boxes require 2 pins, 2 6-pins, it does only 2 now, but that's fine, whatever. I got a bunch of these sitting around from back in my mini Doge Pro days when I had like dozens of those. Got our Ethernet hooked up. We got our watt meter to see what it does. We're gonna turn this bad boy on the PSU here. There it goes. Powering up. And obviously I can't see anything here, so we're gonna have to go over to the computer. But yeah, you can see, system lights on, power's on, so on and so forth. The fans are indeed spinning, so it seems like we are in business. But obviously, until I get over to the computer, I won't really know. Right now we're at 10 watts. I assume it'll start mining to one of their pools automatically. But yeah, let's head on over to the computer quick, get this set up to mine to my pool, and then we'll come back down, check out the watt meter once it's been mining for a little bit. So, see you guys in the computer. All right, so we're in the computer now, and you're going to want to go to find.goldshell.com, which is essentially a way to locate your local devices. You have to be on the same local network. So you can see my mini Doge 2, which is, just been chilling there. But you can see the new Gold Shell AL box, and that's the one we're going to want. So you can just click on the settings gear here, and it'll open a new page, which is your GUI for your actual box miner. I'm going to change to English because I don't know any Chinese. And you can see that switched everything over. And it is, in fact, up and mining to probably one of their pools, and seems to already be at its normal hash rate. So great stuff there. So what we're going to do, you're going to want to go to the left side here. But before you do that, you actually need to unlock. So there's this unlock button. So you go to unlock, admin is the username, and then it tells you what the initial password is, and you just press unlock. I believe you can change the password if you want in the systems tab. Yes, you can change it there. which highly recommend you do. But anyway, so and then everything else in here you can enable cloud control if you use Gold Shell Hub, which is their proprietary um, remote mining software uh, web page. I'm not going to go through all that. We're just talking about the miner today. So we're going to go to what is the miner tab, and you can see here that it is mining away. It has idle mode, whatever that is. I don't know. It is mining to DX pool, and again, that's just the one that they tend to use. And then it is mining Alethium. So we're gonna add a pool and our worker name. I'm personally using Vipor. It's nice to see that they have hero miners and Vipor support already for Alethium mining. I prefer Vipor. You will want to check what it auto populates here. So I am not 100% sure that this is the best one for me. So let me do a double check here. All right. So I'm on the ViperNet website here. Specifically, I'm in their lithium pool mining, and um, you know, it's going to tell you which stratum's the closest. So northeast is mine, and it says that indeed, it is not what is in there. So you can see this is us.viper.net 5050, whereas I believe it was auto-populating USSE, which I'm going to guess is southeast if I had to guess. Yes, it is US southeast. So I actually do not want to use the southeast one. Hopefully it works with all of them, but I guess we'll find out. I don't know why it wouldn't. So we're just gonna remove the southeast portion, us.viper.net 5050. Perfect. So that's what you're gonna want there. Miner name, this will be your wallet address, and then followed by a period, and then your worker name. And password is whatever you want. So I'm just gonna put X. Um, so let me get my wallet real quick, and then we will update this. All right. So I've put in my wallet address here. I'm just calling it AL box 1 because it has the NFT number 1 on the side. And we're going to press apply. And we're actually going to remove the one that they had. And this should indeed connect here and start mining. It usually takes a little bit on Vipor though. It'll give you errors until it updates his API. So while we're waiting, we'll just look at what's going on over here. So I did just restart, so that's why the gig hash is pretty low. Hardware error rates also pretty low. Hash rate, 60 temperatures, that's nice and low. Everything seems to be checking out. Nothing too crazy here. So we are getting a really high reject rate, which is kind of weird. Not sure what's going on there. It is dropping though, so we'll give it a couple minutes here and see what happens. I wonder if maybe only specific um, ports and stuff work. Yeah, something seems to definitely be wrong. So let's give it a couple minutes, see if this average hash rate does go back up, and see if our reject rate goes down. I wonder if the variable diff or something is really causing some issues here at the moment, but not sure. It was working fine on DX Pool though. All right, so I went ahead and tried the default that I was putting in for Viper, the southeast stratum information, to see if maybe only certain stratums can accept the AL box. Still getting a really high reject rate, so I'm gonna try my DX Pool account real quick and see um, if it still shoots up or if it does stay down. So let me try that real quick. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna remove. That's okay. All right, so we're gonna try DX Pool now, and I'm just gonna put in my wallet address and AL box 1 and password X. Press apply, and we'll see if this works better. So you can see that we have connected DS pool. Let's see if it mines properly now. So definitely seems to have already done better. It jumped straight up to the 360 average and not seen any reject rate yet. Let's leave it on for a few minutes and then we'll see where things stand. I may try hero miners then, because I'd rather use hero miners or Vipor over in DX pool. Um, it's kind of weird that they have, those Viper in here if it doesn't work properly yet. So, but I'm gonna reach out to Viper and see if maybe there's a specific pool that AL box or stratum that AL boxes have to use. So, a little investigation I'm gonna do on that side as well. All right, so now that it's been mining, we got it mining, found out that certain pools do and don't work properly. Let's check out the power on it. So right now it is actually pulling more than the 180. It's pulling almost 212. Some of that may be an inefficiency with this guy, since this is rated for 1200 watts and right now it's only pulling 200. So I do wonder if having more units hooked up that might be better. But yeah, definitely not 180 at the moment, but still, it's still really low. Not really hot, don't really feel much here heat wise, and mining away. And so we're gonna hop back into the computer and go through essentially, the ROI projections and everything on this, and we'll keep track of that for some time until this guy pays for itself. All right, so we're back in the computer, and before I jump into my awesome handy dandy spreadsheet that I have copied from my KS0 days, you can see the KS01 here. I just made a new tab and kind of dumbed it down. Did want to point out these NFTs. So these NFTs, like I said, if you were part of the community event or got a hold of them by a certain date, you could redeem them for access to a remote mining session and obviously access to your own personal link to get your box. So as you can tell, these are the 10 NFTs, and as I have mentioned, there is 4 different designs. You can see the one I have, the one of one NFT number 1, has the unique walking Shiba Inu design, and then 2 through 4, I tried to get these in order by going by number, but even then it's not doing it properly. But 2, 3, and 4 are, the same design. 5, 6, and 7 are then another design, and then 8, 9, and 10 are another design. So again, 1 of 1, got the rarest one. So rarest ASIC miner in the world. But yeah, you can actually still buy these. They just won't give you access to, there's no way to redeem them anymore for access to a private link. But people are selling these, so you can see that right now there are 4 of these NFTs for sale. I personally am not a big NFT person. I just got these because, of the access to this, to be able to purchase these units. But apparently people are still trading these, even though they don't actually help you get any, access to an AL box going forward. These were all one-off boxes from Gold Shell. So now they're just normal NFTs for trading. I think I plan to, at least for now, keep my one, and but yeah, again, 1 of 1, rarest of them all. But now for the actual important thing, and this is all on Dead Rare. Dead Rare is kind of the official main marketplace on the Alephium blockchain for NFTs. But we're going to exit out of that, and we're going to hop on over to my new handy dandy spreadsheet, where I am going to do all my calculations going forward to see how this investment goes for me. So again, I'm doing the HODL method, and using the HODL method, I will HODL until the day that the bag I have mined is worth more than the box that I purchased. I mean, depending on where that is in the timeline of the bull cycle, I may or may not sell at that point. Not financial advice, but that'll be, my ROI day. So you can see that I got my AL box here. It's batch 1. It was delivered in late May or mid-May. Mid-May is probably more accurate. Well, it's kind of late May now, but whatever. We'll say mid-May, just for the hell of it. I think mid-May. And instead of the 6,600, I had the 6,400 because that was, again, part of that community event. You got a discount. So that was my investment, upfront investment of $6,400. I put that down here below. This will be my yield as we check in on this, how it goes. Obviously, having just started, I haven't really done much of this at this time. Now for the actual ROI calcs, if you remember, I have my calc, which is based on my investment, and then there's the FOMO AL box. There's not a pro. Whoops. Sorry, that was carryover from my KS0 Pro calculator. FOMO AL box ROI calc, and this is if you bought one today or were able to get one today for the MSRP. Obviously, third parties are going to up the price beyond this, but this is if you are somehow able to get one as cheap as they can be on any given day. This would be your ROI. So first step in doing all this is to figure out how much daily ELF you are expected to make at the moment. So we're going to go over to mining pool stats. Again, not the most accurate calculator, but for our purposes, good enough. So we're going to put in our 360 gigahash, and that means we're going to get 19.93 ELF. Awesome. So I'm going to throw that in to my 19.93, and we'll put that in both these calculators. 19.93, there we go. And then I need the value of ELF in US dollars. Obviously, this is going to change day to day, so as of the exact day of recording, this is the only day that it's going to matter. But as we check in over time, we'll keep updating that number. So right now it looks like, looking at all the costs here, 1.61 to 1.63. So we'll say 1.62 on all the major exchanges. So we'll do a $1.62 and a $1.62, and that should throw out some numbers for us. So you can see right now, earning 19.93 ELF a day, and ELF being at $1.62, my $6,400 investment will earn me $32.28 a day and has an ROI right now of almost 200 days. This used to be a lot lower for two reasons when these were first announced. A, the network hash rate was about half as much, and B, Alephium was worth almost $3 at the time. So there's multiple things that are factoring this in, but we are kind of in a down market. Not many people are talking about crypto at the time, whereas when these were announced was right before the halving, which obviously gets some publicity. But things are going how they typically have in past cycles. We're kind of in a holding pattern. This is a time where consolidation happens and not much is going on. So these aren't looking that great right now, but they're also not that horrible either. So I do expect this to, I expect two things to happen. One, the network hash rate will probably keep going up as more batches come out. Still no other ASICs from other manufacturers announced, but I do expect, probably midsummer we'll probably get some announcements. Maybe even at the mining disrupt we'll get our first announcements from other players, and those will probably be a couple months out before they ship. But obviously when those ship, the network hash rate will go up, which would increase your ROI time. Now, counteracting that, I do expect that Alephium price to recover. Probably, when the rest of the market recovers, not financial advice, later this year. So, those two things will work against each other. And honestly, I kind of expect this 200 days to maintain, even with the network hash rate going up, mainly because I expect the Alephium USD cost to go up. So, those will kind of counteract each other. Again, not financial advice. That's just what I'm thinking it's going to happen. And then on the FOMO, if you bought one today, obviously your initial investment is going to be $200 more, so that's going to kind of push out your ROI a few more days. Not too much, because again, these are earning a nice $32 a day, so you make up that extra $200 pretty quickly. So yeah, that's the calcs for today. Obviously, I don't have much now. Next time we check in, say I've earned, I don't know, what am I earning a day? 20. So say 2 weeks from now, and I'm still earning 20 a day. We'll just assume that. That would be 280 ELF would have been earned, and that would be worth $453.60, which, as you can see, drops my days to ROI. But for now, we're going to leave this as a nice little 0 until our first update in this video series, which is all about, will I make my ROI on my ALBox investment, or was this the dumbest thing I've ever done? So, again, like, subscribe, comment down below on what your thoughts are on the ALBox. Do you think I'm going to ROI? Do you think this was a horrible investment? Do you think I'll luck out? Because so far, no other ASICs are, I assume they're in the pipeline, but they aren't announced yet. Usually there's some delay. So, there might be a nice window here for ALBox owners. Again, not financial advice, not saying you should or shouldn't buy one. Obviously, anything in crypto, never spend money you're not willing to lose. I was 100% willing to lose this. Like I said, I cashed out a lot of my previously earned Alephium from GPU and FPGA mining to pay for these. So, kind of a reinvestment in the ecosystem so that I can keep mining Alephium. And I do think these will be, just like the KS0, profitable for a considerable amount of time to run, even if the yields go down a lot. Obviously, that would push out your ROI if the yields go down, but at only 180 watts, or a little over, as we've seen, I really don't think that in the end I'll not make ROI, but it could take a lot longer depending on what happens in both ASIC and market side of the equation. But like I said, it is pretty cheap to run, so not too concerned long term, and it's a way that I can mine Alephium for some time. Again, all my KS0s still actually make money to this day, just because they're so low wattage. So kind of the same thing here. So that's kind of all I got for today on this ALBox video. Hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and then we will check back in maybe in a week or two to see how things are going, how much I've yielded since I started mining on this, and yeah, this will be a journey we'll go on together. So that's all I got for today. Until next time. Oh, and one more thing. I actually have 2 of these. That's right. I got 2. This one was supposed to be NFT number 9. I somehow got 10. I guess it doesn't really matter because, like I said, 8, 9, and 10 all have the same image on it. So they probably just accidentally send the wrong one to the wrong person. But yeah, whoever originally held NFT 9 ended up not making the purchase, so NFT came available and I ended up with it, but I somehow got number 10, the actual box. So but yeah, and one more thing, end of the video, I actually have 2, so we're gonna start tracking 2 in that same spreadsheet.